I think I'll be better with the 10s, yeah.
Okay. 2 elbows high.
As we get deeper into the workout, Stephen smartly reduces the weight on several exercises in order to maintain form. He's learned from watching previous Train with Kai videos in which some of the winners were psychologically affected by the fact that the workout was being taped.
I didn't care about the camera. I wanted to learn so that, you know, I can apply it to my benefit and, you know, what I can bring on stage. You know, it's like, not just for that one day, so like how much I can impress others, you know, like, I think that's where a lot of people make the mistakes is ego lifting.
Carnivore, the world's #1 selling beef protein, gives you the power of beef at the speed of whey. Carnivore is now available in the original pure beef protein powder and a new delicious RTD. Also try Carnivore Mass, delicious carnivore bars, and new soft-baked carnivore brownies. To purchase Carnivore beef protein bodybuilding supplements, go to musclemeds.rx.com right now.
Traps, rear delts. Shrug, up, down to the bottom.
Kai showed me how to do a different way to do shrugs, which was the reverse grip. It was behind the back, and that was a bit different for me. I've never really done those before. In a way, in the beginning, it was a bit uncomfortable.
Okay, I see you feeling your way through this. By the time you got to rep 7, looked like you really started finding your way with making a connection with your rear delts. Let me show you this from the rear. This is, at the bottom of this thing, I'm thinking about my traps. So it's a shrug here. From here to get it over my butt, I contract my rear delts and my lats. And then I hold it there for a second. The contraction is in my lats and my rear delt as well as my trap. Stretch it out, return to the center. I'm really trying to pull down on my trap. Up to the top. Now, again, this is shrug, rear delts, down to the bottom. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. I remember being a teenager watching Lee Haney do these. For a long time, me and my training partners used to refer to these as Haney's, just because, you know, it was one of those kind of fixture moves that you kind of identify with some of the athletes that you just thought were amazing. Believe it or not, this can go a long way in helping develop the mid part of your trap. I don't think I'm gonna go up right now. It may look more impressive to do that on camera, but the spirit is not leading me to do that. So I'll stay here with you and hope to be a better resource of showing how it should be done. So here we go. From the bottom, it's a stretch on your trap. It's a stretch. Trap, rear delt, down to the bottom. Trap, rear delt, down to the bottom. 11, 12, 13. So now, remember how we started the last one? Well, we pick up right from there. And shrug. 1. Pull the trap. 2. To the floor. 6. 7. 8. 4. Use. Look the same way you did when you didn't do any other one. 5. How do you feel when you're doing that? How does that feel to you?
Feels good. I mean, sometimes like I see a lot of people loading up the bar and like, you know, like just, they look like a bird flapping around, but like, you know, the slow and contraction I like better. You know, I feel more of the burn, you know, getting that stretch. That's just me personally.
Okay. Because I notice when you do this movement, you seem to stay here, as opposed to rounding it out and letting your traps just stretch really as much as we can from the top. Is there a reason for that? Is there
no, I mean, that's just, when I was doing that, I was just trying to let it pull a little bit, just to get that stretch and then pull it. I mean, usually I just round it out. I mean, I don't know if that, I mean, that's just something that I've always done. I mean, maybe if I'm doing it wrong, you can correct it.
No. I just want to understand, is there
because like for me, when I'm doing it, I guess I just like to round it out, keep it straight so that I can get the pull and then stretch.
Okay. That looks cool. All right. Okay.
And then that's why I asked you about the straps too, because when I start to lose the grip, at least the straps will like, keep it there so I can still.
I hear you. I don't want to encourage you to depend on the straps just for the basic, like, you know, some of the stuff we're going over is like basic fundamental stuff. And yeah, there's a time when I have to come in with a belt. There's a time when I have to wear elbow wraps, and there's times when I have to put, you know, knee wraps on and stuff. But those things don't take the place of proper mechanics, the basics. So like as we're in here right now, rather than just try to explode through a whole lot of weight, and rather than try to, you know, aim to break a record myself, or try to set some new personal standard with whatever feat of strength I can demonstrate, which I probably couldn't do today anyway, right now. But I think it's more important to try to go over just the basics in the movement. And those basics in the movement, if you notice, I don't need to have wraps on in order to execute those things. So that's why I'm asking you about, you know, this thing with your shoulders, because, you know, it was a long time I did a movement my own way, and then there was the way that, you know, let's say my coach was showing me to do something. I thought my way was effective, and, you know, for a long time maybe it was. But then when I started to get into other issues related to, oh damn, you know, I might need to develop another way, or at least know another way to do this. So at any rate.
That's fine. I mean, because I'm here to learn, and whether it's with weights or not, you know, it's just to learn the basics, as we talked about in the step mill, is, you know, getting the foundation down and getting the basics down, and then when I'm on my own, really apply that. You know, a lot of people, you know, they watch things, they read about it, but they don't apply it. You know,
and it may not even apply to you. You may not. I remember when I worked with George this year. Well, not this year. I worked with George last year, the year before last. And, you know, I would train shoulders just well enough on my own, so I thought. But then when it came to training shoulders with him, I'm doing shrugs, and I'm thinking I'm doing shrugs, great. And he's like, no. Side laterals, no, Kai, I want you to exaggerate this part of the movement before. And I remember thinking, well, what's the point, you know? But when I did it that way, not only did I recruit more muscle fibers, but I also began to develop a strength in an area that I'd been shown up as shallow in years prior. You know, so a little tweak like that really went a long way in helping me not only understand, you know, another way of doing it, but a more efficient way of doing it that helped me to correct some of the problems that I was dealing with. But all right, here we go. We're gonna keep on moving here. That looks pretty. You know, your development overall seems to be very, very balanced. You know, I would encourage you to continue to do what you're doing. One more set. They used to do a program on ESPN, Steve Stone and Tom Terwilliger. They used to do, I believe, Muscle Sport USA. And, you know, wherever I was in the country, you know, in my travels coming up as a teenage bodybuilder, you know, you could turn on Muscle Sport USA, whenever it was that ESPN was showing it, and you get a chance to, you know, hear them do a roundup and a wrap up of all the bodybuilding stuff that was going on all over the country. Before winning my way to the U.S. team to go to the World Championships, I competed in the Team Universe, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but a lot of times to try to win my way on the team to go to the World Championships. Back then, that's the road you had to take if you were going to turn pro. I didn't win the Team Universe this year, and I had this videotape of the roundup, and I was listening to the roundup of the last show that I had done, the last time I did the Team Universe. He had said, Steve Stone had said, wow, you know, look at Kai Greene, blah, 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 you know, great potential, definitely a pro one day when he gets it all together. I froze that. I burned it into my mind, and every day when I was getting ready some years later to go back to the Team Universe to win my way on the US team, finally to go to the World Championships, I played that tape every day and heard him say every day, definitely a pro one day once he gets it all together. Definitely a pro one day once he gets it all together. Definitely a pro one day once he gets it all together. I played it over and over and over again, and it became the thing that I used to help me believe, reinforce my belief in the thought that everything that I was doing at that time in my life was to produce that desired end result. But just to touch on what we spoke about when we were on the step mill earlier, and you talked about having a belief in something. Everybody believes in something, and you can choose to believe in something that will help push you closer to your goal, or you can believe in something that helps to push you back. You know, your belief in what you're doing, your belief in the thought that what you're doing is going to add to your ability to be successful. If there were no belief that this is going to help me or help you advance towards your goals that relate to physical fitness or whatever, then what's the point in doing a deadlift? What's the point in doing these tricks? What's the point in learning how to master these things and call them as tools to help your advancement if you don't believe that they're going to be the resource?